Hello there, welcome back to episode 10.
S is for Swaus.
I forgot that we did 8 in the last session, so yeah, Anyway, it's fucking that video, that's like your most viewed video on your YouTube channel, the Swaus Pokemon encounter video.
It's got like 9,000 views.
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought. It was like 4,000 or something. No. I'm wondering if the algorithm helped that video because Josh left like 20 comments on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think if you have more engagement, the YouTube algorithm makes the video show up more. But I feel like if you search Swaus, you also just get the video. Yeah. So like fairly early.
And one guy commented on it. And he just said, "I have this video on VHS," and then I checked his channel, and he has the video of the turtle singing on VHS. That's part of that video, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, I thought he was just being a crazy person.
No, he actually
he wasn't lying.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's like playing on like a CRT, and it's all grainy, and I was like, "Okay."
That's super. And he like posted a YouTube video of it.
Yeah, it's on his channel.
Did he post the YouTube video after you posted your video?
No.
It's just already there.
Yeah.
So how did he stumble upon that?
I have no idea.
It's so weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, because like the YouTube algorithm definitely favors people that like impulsively click on everything. Like, so lately I have been on YouTube a lot. I've been watching the. Have you ever seen Overly Sarcastic?
No, you've been telling me about it.
They make there's 2 of them. There's a dude called Blue, he makes history videos, and there's a girl called Red, and she makes mythology videos. And I've seen so many fucking history YouTube videos at this point, I don't care. Uh-huh. So I watch the mythology videos because they're interesting. Beside the point, I'll come back to Overly Sarcastic because I have things to say about some of their various videos, but the YouTube algorithm is, for me, it feels like it's super dynamic right now. Like, I'll just like watch a video from a YouTuber I've never watched before, and then I'll like refresh my like recommended, and there will be another video from them right there. I feel like I've never seen it be so dynamic because I'm not watching a lot of the people I regularly watch. I'm not like, I put a ton of videos in my watch later. I haven't really been watching from there. I've mostly just been watching these Overly Sarcastic videos, and like I always watch random sports highlight videos because that's just something that I like. And then I'm watching Hearthstone videos, and then other than that, it's just kind of whatever I stumble upon I find interesting. So my YouTube recommended doesn't know what to do. It just shoots random shit at me all the time. Anyway, so Overly Sarcastic, they do videos on different myths and mythology. Uh-huh. And so obviously much of my initial interest from this comes from Fate, because Fate draws from so many different mythologies for a lot of its characters. But a lot of these myths are, I mean, they're stories, right? They're crazy interesting, like, old stories, and they, like, were the basis for what ancient people worshipped as gods, which is interesting. But the one I remember the most was, there's this one about the journey of Ra. So Ra, the sun god of Egyptian mythology, like, there's 24 kingdoms, and he passes through each one for each hour of the day, right? So, like, the ones he passes in the day, he's the sun, right? So he's passing over the kingdoms as the sun.
Right.
And then he enters the underworld, and there's 12 kingdoms in the underworld, which are, like, the hours of night. And these kingdoms are, like, wild. So, like, when he goes into this pyramid at the end of the day, and he dies, and then there are all these envoys that carry him through the different kingdoms of the night. Because there's this one kingdom where all that's there is the giant snake Apophis who wants to eat Ra. So Isis, who's like this like god of like this goddess of like wisdom, just summons another giant snake to fight him. This happens every day. So like that happens every day, which is kind of metal.
That's a pretty wild way to explain this.
That's just one of the kingdoms. There's like a kingdom where like a bunch of the other gods live. There's like a kingdom where all the dead pharaohs live. There's a kingdom where like all the regular people that have died live, and they all greet Ra and stuff.
Oh, these are gross.
Yeah, these are weird. They like do a tutorial for these too. Yeah. They're like, you will enter deeper into the Clipoth when you enter this, and you're like, okay, like, did you need to tell me that?
It's weird.
It's just a teleport, like
a Futurama too. Yeah.
It's a Futurama tube, except it's like a gross artery instead of like a regular tube. Anyway, so I've just been learning a lot of like crazy shit about mythology just from overly sarcastic. There's the myth that I find, one of the funniest ones I found is there was in Greek, a lot of the stuff Greek, because Greeks have so many mythology things. There's this one about a woman named Psyche. Like Psyche is like the way we know it now comes from like this woman in Greek mythology. So she was just a woman that was very beautiful, right? She was so beautiful that it was pissing off Aphrodite. Like people started worshiping her instead of Aphrodite, because this like always happens in Greek mythology. There's always like someone prettier than Aphrodite. Aphrodite gets pissed off. It's like when Zeus has a kid with a human. Hera figures out a funny way to kill them because she's angry that Zeus had a kid with a human again, because that happens like a million times. Anyway, so Psyche, so her story is, I don't remember the name of her son, but Aphrodite sends her son to fall in love with her as like a gross monster. So like people stop worshiping her because she falls in love with like a monster, right? Which the plan is like, makes enough sense. But logically what ends up happening is he goes to like, he goes to see Psyche. He's sent down to Earth. He goes to see Psyche, and he's like immediately entranced by how pretty she is. And he's like outside her window, and because the son of Aphrodite in Greek mythology is like roughly the equivalent of Cupid, right? So he accidentally hits himself with one of his own fucking love arrows, and then he's in love with her. So he falls in love with her, and then Aphrodite gets like extra mega pissed off, and then she ends up trying to remember like the things she tries to make Psyche do. But the way the story ends is like Psyche doesn't die, and her and Aphrodite's son just get married, and that's just like so Aphrodite just like gets fucked. My favorite story though is I'm have to look up the names. Me and Kyle talked about this one in college. It's so funny. Yeah, there's me. I fell asleep watching these videos and almost went through the entire rest of the playlist while I was asleep. Because I woke up at 7 after going to sleep at 3:30 because I think I was like wearing too many layers, and I woke up and I was like a little too warm. I hate it when this happens. Yeah, it's so annoying. The moral of every story in Greek mythology is if the heroes have too much hubris and they get themselves like fucked by like having too much hubris. With the exception of actually Perseus is like the only one that did not have a ton of, that was not like super cocky all the time. So Perseus was like the one that wasn't like super cocky all the time. And so the most obvious example of that is Icarus, right? Yeah. But the story of Icarus is really old, so it's really common. Everybody knows it. So the story of these guys, Theseus and Pirithous, they're like, let's get hot wives, okay? Let's do like whatever so they're like, we can get any girl we want. So Theseus like finds a woman, I don't remember specifically much about her, if she's like a demigod or something. But that works out okay. Oh yeah, these guys, the summoner dudes. Yeah. The goats. Baphomet, that's like it feels like a Dante's Inferno name. Yeah. Anyway. I think that's good stuff. Anyway, the other guy, Pirithous, says, you know who I want to marry? I want to marry Persephone. Persephone, the wife of Hades, who lives in the underworld. So in Theseus, instead of being like, that's a bad idea, he's like, let's go, bro, let's do it, let's go to the underworld. So they go to the underworld, and then Hades is like, no, and he captures them.
That makes sense why they're in Hades, like the game then.
So Hades captures them, and then and that's another reason. Right when I finish the Fate Ghost story, I'm going to play that next, because watching these videos about all these Greek myths has got me really interested in that. So definitely I'm going to play that next, because the main character of Hades is just an original character, right?
Zagreus. Yeah, he's original.
Oh, Zagreus. Maybe that name is familiar. That name got used somewhere in Greek mythology.
Yeah, Kyle and I talked about it
Kyle knows
2
way
days
more
ago,
about Greek mythology.
because I was wondering too, but yeah, he said that Persephone and Hades never had a kid.
The name Zagreus has been used in Greek mythology, though. I literally saw that in a video yesterday. I don't remember the details, but anyway, finish the story of Theseus and Pirithous. Heracles eventually goes to the underworld. For one of his trials, he has to go to the underworld. His trial, I believe, is to capture Cerberus, his dog, Hades' giant-ass dog. And so, what happens is, Theseus and Pirithous, he finds them trapped, and he frees Theseus. And then Hades shows up and he's like, no, that one stays. He can't leave. And Heracles is like, okay. And then him and Theseus leave. Because Pirithous was like, I'm gonna marry Persephone like a fucking idiot. Like, how, that's not gonna work. Like, are you stupid? Apparently, another thing I've learned from Overly Sarcastic is, apparently Hades wasn't really a bad dude. He wasn't really a bad guy. He just happened to be the ruler of the underworld. Because I read Percy Jackson, and that makes Hades seem like a villain. And I don't even remember what Hades' role in the war against the Titans is.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember at all what he does.
The first three, though.
I don't think he betrays the Olympians, though. I don't remember him like siding with the Titans. Because remember, the whole thing is they're like fight. There's like a big war against the Titans.
Yeah, and Kronos is like the big villain.
Yes. So anyway, I remember Poseidon doing like nothing in that, being like deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Anyway, fucking. So so you know, the thing about Hades is that they were like, well, I mean, so like the story of Persephone kind of makes Hades seem like an asshole. But he actually wasn't really an asshole. He like treated Persephone well and everything. And that's actually a really interesting myth because it like explains the seasons, right? Because when she goes down to the underworld, all the stuff dies. Fall and winter, everything dies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, you know, Hades wasn't actually that, you know, he's a pretty chill guy. The one that's hilarious to me is, do you know the, are you about to fight a boss?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that one in the next episode. So see y'all later. Probably keep blabbing about myths for a little bit because I got a little bit more to say. So bye.